welcome back to Doozer shop. We got the planer off the trailer and into the shop. Let me take you handheld and give you some details, and here we go. Alright, let's see. So I'm outside the shop. It's getting almost 7 o'clock. Sun's going down. There's the trailer. Got the planer off of it. So let me kind of spin you around. There's the shop. There's my pile of stuff and what. Okay, there's where we backed up the trailer into. We used, like I said, the tractor. We used the tractor with that hitch, and we pulled the trailer into the woods here and backed it up into the shop. Now my door is 10 foot wide, 12 feet tall, and so what I did is I got the come-alongs and I started pulling the planer back. Got these 2 lug-all come-alongs, double strung. They're a 1.5 tons, so 3 tons worth of pulling force, dragging it back, and basically, I'll kind of back you up and show you. There's the opening. So I had that the tractor, the New Holland tractor, pulling the trailer, and I pulled right into that space between those trees, backed up the trailer. So the back end was 6 inches on my concrete approach here, and proceeded to use the lug-all come-alongs and pull it back. And once it got back to the tipping point, it gently contacted the concrete, and I let it off until it was maybe, I don't know, a foot from coming off the trailer. And what I did is I took the forks of my back up here. So this is a Clark GPS 15, which is a 3,000 pound air tire forklift. Actually, I had the forks underneath the back of the planer, and I kept lowering the planer with the ratchets down the tilt bed until the back end of the planer was fully on the forks. It was right up to the heel of the forks where the forks are attached to the carriage. And I bet you I had maybe 5 or so, 6,000 maybe pounds on the heels of those forks. The back tires were off the ground probably an inch or two as I backed up. Basically what I did is I took a chain and I wrapped it around the planer, and I chained the planer to the fork carriage, and I backed up with the forklift and pulled the planer the rest of the way off the flatbed, the tilt back flatbed. So basically I dragged, I guess I dragged it, but it was all on wood, plywood. And as it went to the transition on the ground, it didn't jar, it didn't bang, it just very gently came off the beaver tail of the back of the trailer, and that worked really well. I did the same thing using my forklift for the Giddings and Lewis. So this forklift, even though it's only 3,000 pounds rated, that's at 24 inches from the heels of the forks. Right in the middle of the forks. It's got 4-foot forks on this guy. But if you're putting the weight at the heel, it about doubles. So I figure I had almost 6,000 pounds on this guy. And the back wheels being off the ground, well, it was... It backed up fine, no issue, and I don't know, having only a 3,000 pound forklift, it seems to be better than no forklift at all, because it really worked worked super good. So I'm going to show you basically I had the planer down here on the floor. You can kind of see a little of the oil spots. And I turned it 90 degrees with the bar, my rigging bars. I got a couple bars. You see one standing there. I got pinch bars. I got pointy bars. I got all kinds of bars. So got it down. Got the plywood out from under it because it dragged the plywood down. You can see those little inch marks on the floor inching it in. And this is a working shop, folks. A couple little, oil stains on the floor, or, pinch bar marks on the floor. That's character, man. That's shows that it's getting used. I'm not one of these guys that has a perfect shop, because I do, I'm not gonna paint the floor with epoxy and have a fit if I get scratched. So I'm gonna go in the shop and we'll show you. Okay, close the door here. Okay, save the air conditioning, nice cool in the shop. Okay, here we are. I got the planer situated in that open space where I showed you in the last video. It fits, folks. It fits. So I got the bandsaw jumbled over there and a couple machines. I got to rearrange stuff, obviously. So look on the floor. No, we didn't do too bad of a mess. So first off, there's the inner tube I used to immobilize the counterweights I was talking about. That worked really slick, folks. That thing immobilized the top and had the bars in the bottom to immobilize the bottom half. And I got the my wood block out, and the cables are all in the column as they should be back again. So you can see, there you go. Underneath, all I used was 5/8 round solid bar. They're actually, well, here's one. It's just a piece of actually ground electrode from, I bought them at, I don't know, Lowe's or Home Depot or something. And I cut them in half to 4 foot, and that's what I used. A lot of guys, so I'll show you my bars. Pinch bars, that's a good bar right there. See the little crook foot, and on the other end I think it's, yeah, pointy. That's an Ajax bar. Ajax Forge. I think they're in for Virginia, West Virginia. And that's a long pointy bar. I got an assortment of bars, but you can never have too many bars for rigging and moving and whatever. Okay, enough of that. So, yep. So as much as this thing weighs, the same with the Giddings and Lewis. I mean, I rolled this, you can see it's on a 10-inch riser base. I rolled this in here on the same bars, the very same bars. The SIP jig bore, I rolled it in on these same bars. It's actually pretty darn easy, as heavy as these machines are, to roll them in. Well, there's my other, that's my Klein bar stuck in the adjuster foot of the Giddings Lewis. So bars, rigging bars, moving bars, yeah, and rolling bars. Makes it real easy. Skates are nice. We used skates to get this thing out of where it was up in New York. But I'm fascinated what works so well with such little bit of a technology and outspend as far as money-wise. Okay, enough of that. So let's see. Let me kind of go from the back. This is the back wall, and that's where the air conditioner is. Okay, looking forward. There's the Giddings and Lewis, and I don't know how much space I want to leave yet. I gotta shift the table over because it's all the way to the other side. I think I got plenty of room. It's funny, that's a Westinghouse motor, and the motor on my Giddings and Lewis is a Westinghouse motor of the same type construction. I think that's a 5-horse, and this is a 10-horse, but they're about the same size. I'm sure there's more windings in this one, but anyways, yes, I'm really stoked. So that's the aisleway here, and It's a little tight on this side. No, about the same. But where the welding bench is, that's the aisleway here. So, yeah, super happy. Let's say that's the hole where I pulled the inner tube out, and those bottom two holes there, I had the bars in there holding them, the counterweight sitting on them bars. So yeah, pretty happy. Now the fun, cleaning everything up begins before I can power this up. But I showed you, I believe in one of the other videos, I'm going to kneel down here. So that gearbox, I had not completely apart. I didn't have the gears out, but I had the cover off, and so that one had dried grease in it, and it was preventing the gears from moving, and that controls the descent of the side head, which is holding up the main cross rail. Like I said, I wanted to move those down for shipping reasons, to get the mass, the weight low as possible for traveling on the trailer. But so now I want to take this gearbox apart and take the cover off and make sure that the grease didn't suffer the same fate, all dried up and hard and nasty. But this thing seems to be in fine shape. I don't know if you're catching the glare of the scraping on the column ways, but this thing I think is in really excellent shape. Very happy to be able to purchase this planer. So a few little things, fix up the control knobbies, and I got the full manual for this guy. I got all the specs and what oil to use, and it's even got pullouts, blueprints in the manual for exploded views of how to take this apart and fix whatever. So so a little bit of furniture. So this there you go. That's to dog your parts. I guess sideways on the table. Just there you go. So I got one of those, but it's a nice thing to measure to make a couple more. Easy weekend project there. Make maybe 3 more of them guys. And I guess those holes are for this is a sideways pusher for maybe making longitudinal axis pushers. Yeah, it looks, let me get this, looks kind of goofy. Alright, did look goofy. So yep, 3-foot stroke. I think actual stroke is 38 inches. Yeah, I'm gonna back up, give you guys a better overall shot. I'm gonna walk into nothing. Yeah, so there she is. Got the Giddings and Lewis horizontal boring mill, and now I got the Rockford 36-inch hydraulic open side planer shaper. Like I said, they call it a shaper. And there you go, open side shaper. But I mean, I think everyone in the metalworking community knows this is a planer. Whatever. You want to argue about it? I don't care. I think it's a planer. But anyways, so just as kind of a side note, I think this is the smallest planer Rockford makes. And I think this is the smallest horizontal boring mill that Giddings and Lewis makes. So big machine makers, and these are the small little versions of typically a machine many times larger in industrial applications. So I just wanted to bring you the update that she is safe and sound inside Doozer's shop. And yeah, it's gonna be nice. I got the air conditioning running up there. Climate controlled. Once I get this rust brushed off and stoned off, it'll be forever, well, for a long time pampered in Doozer shop as me as the custodian. So Thanks for watching, and I believe I joined the Planer Club here on Doozer's Shop.